In today's episode, Jenna asks, where are some good sources of music for your podcast? Oh boy. All right. First, I am not a lawyer. Let's get that out of the way. I am not a lawyer. If you need legal advice, please seek a qualified attorney. Now let's talk about licensing. There's three kinds of music when it comes to podcasts. Number one is public domain music. This is music for which there is no copyright, and you are free to use that music as long as it is in the public domain. We're going to come back to that in a second. The second type is what's called pod-safe music, and this is music that you directly contact the musician, the artist, for, and obtain written permission from them to use their music in your podcast. And you need to document that in case they ever do, for example, hit it big, and then start issuing requests to people to stop playing the music, and you have to adhere to their wishes, right? And then there's the third category of music, which is everything else. There are two types of rights that you have to acquire for music. One is what's called the performance rights, which is the right to play the music, and the second are called mechanical rights, which is the rights to play the recording of the music. And this is why public domain music can still be tricky sometimes, because in the performance rights cover essentially the copyright of the music itself, and then the mechanical rights cover the playing of the music. When you go into a building's lobby and you hear music playing, that building has to pay licenses. If it's Taylor Swift's new song, they have to pay for licenses to play that music for both the performance and the mechanical rights. When you do public domain music, the performance rights are covered by it being in public domain. It's no longer copyrighted, and therefore you don't have to pay for the performance rights. But if you're playing, say, the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra's rendition of that, you may still need to pay for mechanical rights. It will depend. So that's the catch there. And then the third kind, of course, is everything else. And for those other songs, anything else you would see like on YouTube Music or Apple Music or whatever, you have to have a performance rights license. Typically, you'll have to get one from each of the performance rights organizations, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. So you need 3 licenses from them, and they run anywhere from $200 to $600 a year. And then the mechanical rights from Harry Fox Agency. All in, you will probably pay about $1,000 a year for those licenses, and you have to report your usage of songs for each of those, I think, quarterly. It was quarterly last time I did it. My company, way back in the early 2000s when I was running up a daily podcast, we had to do reporting for those things. And so you have to send that money in, and it's an annual license. You have to renew it. If you play music that is covered by a performance rights organization or a mechanical rights organization, you play it without permission on a podcast, you can be sued, and the fees are not inexpensive. At another organization I was working at, they had a little mix-up, and they got a $60,000 bill for the playing of 30 seconds of one song, right? So it's a pretty big deal. So where do you get your music from? Go to the artist directly, if possible. And the other place that I've been using a ton, because it is the rights are cleared, is artificial intelligence generated music. So artificial intelligence is generating music. Now, is it going to win any Grammys? No. If you have a music podcast where you're trying to get people to find new music, is it appropriate? No. But if you just need some background music for like transitions or in videos like this, then it's good enough. It's good enough, and again, check with the vendor that you're working with, but many vendors will, if you pay the appropriate level of licensing, actually give you the license, and then that music is copyrighted to you, to your organization, and no one else can use it. The one vendor I've used a lot that has really good output is a company called Ava, AIVA, and it's not bad, because you go to ava.ai, it's not bad. It's not great, right? It's not going to win you any Grammys, but it is, in many cases, good enough. There are no exceptions to the law. a lot of people have said, well, what about fair use? Well, the problem with fair use is that you don't know whether you're going to win in court or not, and going to court is very, very, very expensive. Your lawyer is going to charge you, $300, $500, $800 an hour, just for you to not have to owe a bunch of money. And if you do get caught, and it's real easy to get caught these days, you will run into issues, right? Even when you load stuff up to like YouTube, whatever, YouTube's AI-based algorithms in the back end are all checking to make sure that you're not using any copyrighted sound. And you'd be amazed at how good it is at detecting misuse of copyrights. You do not want to be in that position. So, to recap, PodSafe Music is your best bet because you will have in writing from the musician themselves both the performance rights and the mechanical rights covered. Yes, you may use my song that I played that I gave you this MP3 or WAV file for. Artificially intelligence generated music is also good. If you don't care about the quality beyond being good enough. Public domain music can be tricky if you don't secure both of the sets of rights. And then everything else, if you want to, and if you're a company, you should go secure the rights. You can then play, if you have your licenses from ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and Harry Fox, you can then play any song you want on your podcast. You can play the latest Taylor Swift song. And then when you report it to those agencies, what is beneficial is that they then take a percentage of the proceeds and give it to that artist. You say, you got this many plays on this podcast. And, they get like a tenth of a penny per play or whatever. But that benefits the musician. So if you are using music by musicians, even if it's PodSafe, check to make sure that the musician is properly licensed. And if they are, do them a favor, get yourself the licenses, and then report in to say, like, hey, I want to make sure that you're supported for your work, that you're getting compensated for your work. If you have all those licenses, you can play whatever you want. If you want to use songs from the latest movie by The Rock, you can, because you'll be licensed for it appropriately. Do it right, and you will not have to deal with lawyers. If you have follow-up questions on this topic, please leave them in the comments box below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.